Hey everybody, welcome back to the Live Ultralight podcast powered by Outdoor Vitals. Today we have an episode that I know many of you are going to want to listen to because you want to know what's coming in 2023. Well, hang in there. I'm going to get to it. You're going to hear a little bit of some sneak peeks here on what to expect in 2023. But before we get there, we need to cover a few things. First off, what the heck is the Live Ultralight podcast? Well, the Live Ultralight podcast is simply here to help you lighten your backpack and build confidence to go and live a life full of adventures. Why do we care? Well, our purpose of existing here at Outdoor Vitals is to connect you to the vital outdoors. And this is a great way. It's not just about gear. It's about education. It's about building confidence and just inspiring you to get out. And right now, everyone needs to get out. It's critical. It's important for life. It's important for humans. We believe that to the center of our core. And so if that resonates with you, go ahead and subscribe to this podcast because that's what it's all about. With that being said, though, it is time. It's time to talk about what happened last year and time to look at what's going to happen in 2023. We'll talk a little bit about products up and coming. We'll talk a little bit about events up and coming, travel, a handful of things, right? But before we get to that, what I'd like to talk about is where we've been, okay? So last year, we released somewhere around 10 new products. It was a big year. We had a lot of launches. We also had a lot of delays in 2021, which then made 2022 a great year for product launches. Let me just run through the list of what we launched last year. We launched the Turn tees and hoodies. We launched the Nova Pro vest. We launched the 40th tents, 1 and 2 person 40th tents. We refreshed the new Summits, which recently had a price drop, if you didn't know. So if you're more of a sleeping bag person than a top quilt person, go check those out. Also, keep in mind, it's a good time to say this. Of course, that might be on my list for this year, is we did just add in. So the Summits have had it throughout the whole year, but now that the new top quilts, the top quilts, not new top quilts, now have a dry bag and a storage bag included like the Summits do. So when you buy those, you're also getting a premium lightweight dry bag as well as a long-term storage bag. So be aware of that. We shipped out the Coda ULs and accessories and launched those to the public. That was our last Kickstarter, we'll probably never do another Kickstarter. And we'll get to that here in a second on why. Altitudes, we launched the Altitude hoodies. We launched the Tusher rain jacket, and we launched the Vario jacket as well. So lots of launches, lots of new things going on, something in almost every category. It was a great year. We grew. We grew a lot. We hit our goals for growth. We hit our goals for profitability. Our team grew. I think our content got better. Our podcast got bigger, but also our YouTube, it grew as well. But I think the content that we're producing on YouTube is better than ever before. We're doing more documentary style films over there, and they seem to be just more valuable, right? We're just trying to create more value there. There's lots of YouTubers out there that are really good at catching and holding attention, and that's for them. It's getting crowded, and for us, we do a lot of R&D. We're out in the field a lot, and so we've been migrating to some of these bigger documentary style films, which we really enjoy. They're a lot of work. Joe behind the camera puts a lot of time into those, but we think they're valuable, and we think they align with our mission here at Outdoor Vitals. So that's been fun. Get this. This year will roll over 9 years since Outdoor Vitals was started. That's kind of an interesting milestone. You probably don't even care. But over here, from this side of the table, I'm sitting here just thinking how wild that is. Now, if you haven't heard the story on us starting, it was very humble beginnings for sure. Always dreamt of building a company like we are today and where we're headed in the future. But in the beginning, it wasn't like how some other companies start off with this big bang. You know what I mean? In fact, it's 9 years since we started. I've been working in the company, since then, but I actually wasn't full-time, quote unquote, full-time in the company until about a year and a half after the start. even though I was working like until the time I got off of work till like midnight every night on it, and then all the weekends and everything. Like it was a full-time gig. I was just working 2 full-time jobs essentially, but pretty wild that we're all over 9 years this year. Some other milestones though, just in company history. So 2018, we released the LoftTech jacket, which is our first ever apparel piece that pre-sold $1 million in sales and kickstarted. It allowed us to do some amazing things. So over the next couple of years, we really upgraded manufacturing partners of ours, fabric partners of ours, brought on a designer and other key members of our team, and it paved the way. It was like we'd been working up to that point, we've been learning, working, creating opportunities. That was the tipping point that I was able to just go in and leverage so much of what happened there into building what we call Outdoor Vitals 2.0. Our origin story in a lot of ways started in 2018 is how I like to look at it now, because it was finally enabled us to build and to do the things that I wanted to all along. And now, fast forward to 2023, you guys are seeing the fruits of that. The quality of product that we can release now, the innovations that we can release now, this customer support that we can release now, just from all aspects of the business. I feel like we're doing a great job, and I'm really excited about that. And our team here is the reason, right? I mean, they're awesome guys and gals. I say guys probably too much, but we've got some awesome gals on the team, and I hope they know they're one of the guys with us. So no, that's probably the wrong way to say that. But for real, we've just got an amazing, amazing team. That's really exciting. It's just so exciting to be where we're at. We crossed off another year of still being 100% privately owned and profitable. It's funny. We had some fun experiences. I had some fun experiences talking with some business owners just in the last couple of months that, they ask questions like this, when did you become profitable? And I can't help but just laugh when people ask me that, because I just turn around and say, since day one. You shouldn't have the option to not be profitable. But so many companies are. They're buying attention. They're buying their way into the marketplace. For us, it's not that way. In fact, for you, this is a good thing, because we spend a very small fraction of our revenues, our money, into marketing of the product. A lot of what gets put into it is my time and other people's time. But we spend a fraction of the amount of money that people just dump into advertising and promotions, which means that more of your money is going into the product itself. So very, very happy about that. But also just wanted to say we're big advocates of privately held companies, non-equity funded companies, non-VC backed companies. I think that they taint the marketplace in so many ways. They're not good for the employees. They're not good for you, because the focus isn't on the product. The focus is on financials and profitability or grow at all costs, right? Because they're bringing in all this money. Now we need to grow. We need to double in size by next year. All these things. We need to buy all this attention. And a lot of times that can be bad for consumers, because guess what? You think you're buying the best product, when in reality you're buying the most well-marketed product. I think growth should be line on line. If your product is good, people will talk about it. You can talk about it, but it gets more traction in the marketplace when it's truly a great product instead of bolstering effect. So another year, we're private. We love it. We'll always be private. And you guys are ones to thank for that as well, just in your support of us. Those of you that are Live Ultralight members, you're continuing us to grow at a faster rate thanks to you, without needing to taint any of our values. And so that's awesome. So let's talk for a second just about some of our company values. Again, we are going to get here very shortly into what 2023 looks like, and I'm very excited for it. But this is a good opportunity to just share with you what makes Outdoor Vitals special in what we're going to be able to do in 2023. So let me take a drink here, and we'll dive into that. These solo episodes I like them. They're fun. But I sure talk a lot. And sometimes I don't pause to take a drink or anything. But I hope that these are also valuable to you guys, and that's always our goal is to create value anywhere and everywhere we can. So back into this, if you guys are buying product from us, I hope that you know the companies behind the products you're purchasing, right? When I first started Outdoor Vitals, one of the reasons that we got on YouTube so early, but never like resonated with a cottage industry brand, image that people tried to put on us was I never wanted to be necessarily a cottage brand in the sense of what that meant to me. And that was like, we're like cutting and sewing our own stuff and we're, just like a handful of guys in our garage doing this. No, like to me, it was always to grow and to be big, but to provide the the benefits of being able to operate like a corporation. You know what I mean? Like let's just say it's the North Face. The North Face can do things with product that a cottage brand never can. And maybe a cottage brand can do something with product that they can't. And that's kind of where we land, I feel like, is we value what we build, but the way that we build it allows it to be accessible to more people. So that's the one side. But let's say it's Dutch over at Dutch for Gear. Dutch is an absolute stud, and you guys know him, right? If you're buying from him, you probably know who Dutch is, and you get that personal experience. You can know his values, and it matters. It does matter because your dollars are you voting, and if you're giving money to Dutch, you're voting and pushing forward that ideal versus giving it to the North Face. And so to me, we wanted transparency to begin with at the company. And so we started things like YouTube and this podcast and all sorts of things so that you know who we are behind the camera and behind the products, but then that we can turn that around and give you the best possible products that we can. So I hope that maybe was a little bit of a tangent, but that all being said, that's our goal here, right? We want to be transparent. And so We've done a little bit of putting words to paper, and just wanted to share some of those with you. Outdoor Vitals, our purpose is to connect people to the vital outdoors. Now more than ever, we feel like everyone needs the outdoors. It's vital to us as humans. It's vital to our mental health, our physical health, our emotional health, to relationships. And so we are the facilitators. We're here to bring you the best possible product so that you'll go outdoors and be comfortable, build confidence. But we also are here to inspire you and just do everything we can to connect you to the vital outdoors. We do that obviously by developing industry-leading products, high-performance products, ultralight products. But something you may not know is that we do donate 1% of our revenue, which historically we've been donating to third world countries, well projects in Cambodia and Africa and in these areas. We recently changed this up, and I don't want to get too much in the weeds here, but really we wanted to pull our charitable fundings a little bit closer to home, where we can feel personally like we're having a bigger impact. You as customers feel like we're benefiting you. But that's not the biggest reason. Really, the biggest reason is that our belief in connecting people to the outdoors is the most important thing, okay? Who's to say that us going and making someone's life better in a second world country, a third world country, is really going to make them more happy? We are sitting in this day and age of, I call it a mental health pandemic, where it's almost arrogant for us to go in and go to a third world country and say, hey, we're going to make your life better and start giving them stuff. I've lived there. They can be extremely happy people even though they have nothing. And the arrogance of my own self, I guess, in the past has been to think that I can make their life better than it is by you doing it my way. Well, how do you know that I'm happier than you are, right? And so I still believe that manufacturing overseas, providing jobs and fair trade and all of these things is vital to our purpose here. It really is. I want to make their lives better, but I want to do it in a way that they choose and they opt in for. So us putting money into these different countries, it's absolutely changing people's lives there. I promise you. But it's done in a little bit more of a capitalistic way. That change in heart and change in view a little bit allowed us, though, to take our donations and change the mantra which we do things. So our responsibility program is to donate 1% to the vital outdoors, to connecting people to the outdoors. And man, I'm going to lose the word here, but essentially what we're trying to do is put our money into conservation, connecting and protecting the outdoors. So if we can get people into the outdoors, if we can build new trail that helps people have opportunities closer to home. We've actually started to work a little bit with the American Perimeter Trail group. I had a podcast on with Rue over there. He's a big conservationist that's looking to build a massive trail around the whole United States, and that would put trail closer to potentially our customers and to more people to have opportunities to get out there. But also protecting the outdoors. To me, that is the biggest way that we can help right now. People need it. People need to get outdoors. Like I said, like I was touching on with mental health pandemic, tech is the biggest blessing and curse that's ever existed. I've been talking about this a little bit just recently with my wife of raising children in this day and age. I think it's harder than ever to be a kid. It's just absolutely harder than ever. There is already at my 3 and 6 year old kids' ages, technology is huge. It's grabbing onto them because everyone's figured out how to give you these little dopamine hits and bait you in to be connected to tech at a level that you shouldn't, naturally be. And that has some negative consequences. So for us, donating back into the outdoors and to helping to connect people to it and protecting the outdoors is our purpose. And we are changing things up where we will now be focusing our funds to go directly back into the vital outdoors. Last thing here before we'll get into the sneak peek stuff, okay? We touch on these a lot, but we rarely say exactly what these things are. We call these internally our 3 uniques. They're things that give us our identity as a brand, what makes us different than any other brand out there. And some brands share 1 of these or 2 of these, but no one should ever share 3 of these. And that's what makes Outdoor Vitals truly different. So number 1, we have a philosophy of performance, not price. Being a direct-to-consumer brand, we have the luxury of not having an extra retail markup on our products, which means that let's say we are building a jacket, okay? Let's use the Tusher rain jacket because the technology we actually have in the Tusher rain jacket is phenomenal. It allowed us to do things with a jacket that shouldn't be allowed to do at that weight category, but it's very expensive to produce. So much so that retail brands with very high reputations that you would know if I said their name on the air, passed up on some of this technology because they couldn't make the price points work for store shelves. That's the benefit. For us, we go into a factory, we say this is what we want to design. We go to our fabric mills, we say this is what we want to design. And they ask us what's the price point, and we say we don't have one. Why? Because it's all about the in-field performance. For us, we focus on in-field performance over everything else. And because we're a direct-to-consumer brand, that means that we can spend more money on producing the Tusher rain jacket and still have it land at a competitive price compared to a retail brand would have to mark up that jacket another massive chunk and they'd price it out of the ballgame, right? And I'm not going to say that there's not going to be times where we're going to have the same or higher price than a retail brand, but what you can trust is that there is more money going into production of that product, the fabrics used, maybe the QC in it, maybe it's the extras that come with it, like a dry bag and a storage bag. You will get more from buying with us than anywhere else, and we always are going to design for performance, not price. So that's number 1 to remember. Number 2 is we really focus on inspiring confidence through experience. That works 2 ways. The first way that we do that is we put ourselves on a billboard. We film like every trip we go on, and we record podcasts about everything. And so you can have confidence in the gear that you're using to know that we're out there testing it, beating it up, using it, putting it in the field so you can have confidence in that way. But the bigger thing here really is we hope that we are inspiring you to get out there and to get into nature and connect with nature more often through the experiences that we're sharing. We share our experiences simply to inspire you guys to have confidence. We're very transparent. We're all about education. We hide almost nothing, right? In fact, I say almost nothing, but I don't know what we hide other than just financials, right? Like that's not something that we put out on the podcast. But our purpose really is to inspire you guys to get outside confidently through experience. Number 3 is direct customer connection. There's a lot of advantages that we have being able to communicate directly to you guys, our customers. Obviously, there's the direct-to-consumer aspect of that, which I guess I should hit that really quick. What is direct-to-consumer? It simply means that we refuse to sell to retail stores. Why? Because it allows us to build better product. It's better for our customers if we don't, because we can put more money into producing the product, using better materials, using whatever it is, and then getting a single markup instead of selling to a retail store and having it get double marked up to you guys. But the other side of that too is that we get to interact directly with you guys. Comments, questions. If something is returned, we speak directly with you guys about it. We know why it got returned. We can make adjustments. There's benefits to, our design department, Brigham, meets with our warranty returns and exchange department, Narissa, every month to go through line by line. What's been returned? Why has it been returned? How can we improve things in the product itself? And there's so many benefits to us being directly connected with you. We can do lives. We can answer questions live. There's just a lot of things there. And then again, not to mention just the direct to consumer aspect of it. I'm not going to lie. When there's been times recently that I was talking to other business owners, and they kept asking, "Why are you direct to consumer? Why are you direct to consumer?" And finally he says, "Do you just not like money? Do you just not like money? Like why are you direct to consumer?" Like, because he was specifically over retail sales for another company, and he said it's the most profitable channel of theirs, that it's the fastest growing channel of theirs, that he's done all these amazing things, and he's just like, "Do you just not like money? Like why would you deny this?" And the truth of it is, we deny it because we feel like we're building a better company for you guys, and in the long run, we can build better product because of it. We can connect with our customers better because of it. And yeah, like I'm betting on the long haul personally, as the owner of this company, that in the long haul, we will have built a better company in every shape of the word, right? We're not spending ludicrous amounts on ads. We can't have a retailer drop us and create massive fluctuations where we're laying people off and we're, having all of these issues. No, we have our destiny in our control. We're growing our followers consistently, steadily, at the rate that we're very comfortable and happy with. But the biggest thing is we do direct to consumer because it's better for the consumer. You just get a better product at a very good price compared to what it would cost if it went through retail. So remember those things: performance, not price; inspiring confidence through experience; direct customer connection. You may hear me sneak those into things at times to let you guys know what makes us unique. But now you know. And now let's talk about 2023. So I've drug you guys on for a little over 20 minutes here listening. Let's give you what you actually wanted out of this episode, right? First off, what new products are coming this year? Number one that you'll probably see this year is a new pad. I won't say a lot about it, but you've probably seen it in various videos for a while. It is warmer and more comfortable, hands down. I used it all year long, really enjoyed it, had some of my best nights of sleep ever on it. It's a solid pad. Weight-wise, it's not as light as a Nemo, Tensor, or Neo Air, just to be totally upfront with you guys. But it is thick, it is comfortable, and that's something that I personally value. Pads are a tough space, though. I'm just going to say we probably will struggle more in pads to have a competitive advantage than anywhere else due to patents and things of that nature. So as we grow, as you guys continue to support us, we will get better and better at pads. I am excited for this pad. It's a much needed improvement over our last pad. It's like an ultra comfort pad. That's still very packable, right? I mean, I'm packing it. I'm getting, 10-pound base weights and whatnot. So it's still a very light, compactable pad, but it is very comfortable. We have a windbreaker coming. This is called the Nebo windbreaker. In fact, if I could flip that camera around, you could see some getting photographed right over here. Windbreakers have become some of our favorite pieces. And if you were to go back and look at our 10-piece adaptive layering system, they are in there. For their weight, they offer a massive advantage in warmth and versatility, especially in high output activity. So you will see a windbreaker coming this year. We will release not one, but 2 backpacks. I don't have the dates locked in yet, but we do have the design is basically finalized, and the factories are preparing fabrics and things already. They're starting to prepare on this. So later this year, we will be releasing not one, but 2 backpacks. Now, you guys have seen us doing R&D on the Fast Pack for quite some time, the Skyline Fast Pack. That is one of them. The other one, I'm not going to tell you anything about it. One, because I think marketing would get mad at us. 2, because customer support would get a million questions about it and be upset at me. But really, you can find some sneak peeks out there. We're about to release a film. Probably won't be released yet by the time this goes out, but the Highline documentary film from our trip this last August. Yeah, August? I think it was August. You'll see some sneak peeks of some packs in there that did 100 miles with us on the Highline. And that's about all I'm going to say. But I think this pack is exceptional. It does things that other packs just can't. It is a premium backpack in the sense of we did not hold back on fabrics and frames, right? So be excited for that. Likely, that's all I'll say for now. You guys, if you watch the Tusher ultra marathon I did, you saw some shorts in there. You'll likely see shorts again this year. We will be releasing very soon carbon fiber poles for the 40th trekking pole tents. And that's going to be soon. Those could be out before this podcast. So it's going to be real soon. So if you're someone who doesn't like trekking poles or likes to keep your trekking poles and leave your tent behind, set up during a daytime, you'll be able to get carbon fiber poles to go into your 40th. What else we got here? We're going to release some more women's sizing on a few things. Ventuses will get a tall version. If that's not out already, it's very soon. And there's a few others that I'm going to keep top secret. But I will say this. If you love sneak peeks and you want to know what's going on here, we don't hold back on YouTube, meaning if you see something in a YouTube video, we're likely testing it. We may not comment on it. We may not respond back. And there's some solid reasons for that. The 40th tent took us so many years. That was the COVID horrendous debacle there of production, and all sorts of things went wrong with getting that out the door and then fine-tuning that last 10-20% of that tent. But that's part of why we don't talk too in depth on some of these things. But you can find sneak peeks on things like the Highline, like I just mentioned. But yeah, just run back through it. We got some packs coming this year. We got a new pad coming this year. We got windbreakers, and a handful of other apparel pieces that you'll want to stay tuned for. So those are some sneak peeks. Some other things we got going on right now. In January, we're going to open up registration again for the UL 100 Mile Challenge. And that is going to be really exciting this year. One, because it's January. And if you're like me, you'd probably put on a little bit of weight over the holidays. Look, I'm a fat kid at heart. I really am. I have to work hard to stay fit and in a good spot with that. So I am actively cutting weight right now, I hate to say, but that program is a great program to get in, to do training, maybe drop weight, dial in your gear. You're going to get Zoom. We're changing it from Facebook Live 2-week check-ins to Zoom check-ins, where you'll be able to ask questions and interact with us at a much better level. We're going to change the time so it's more convenient for people of when we do those. We're upping our production quality on that. But mainly, the biggest thing is now you can do the UL 100-mile challenge with us, either NonStop or stacked. And what that means is NonStop is that you do the 100 miles without stopping, just like we did the Uinta Highline Trail or the Appalachian Trail or anything. You're just going. You're not going home at any point. The stacked version is a new option that we released this year for those that are not wanting to do a full 100 miles in one shot. You'll be able to break it up within the trip window and cumulatively get the 100 miles in. Now, there's some different things to know about those two different programs, but it does help us accomplish the goal of just getting more people involved with this and helping them get outdoors. There is a ton of value in that. You get a swag bag or a swag box that's going to have more than enough value in there to cover what we're doing as the registration fee. We are opening it up to the public, not just members. So I'm really excited about this. So watch for that in January. This month, that registration will open. We're gonna have big trips. Obviously, we've got to do a 100-mile trip as a group here at the office to do the 100-mile challenge. I'm likely going to attempt 2 ultras this year. I'm going to go back to the Tushers, and I may get signed up for another one here. So I've got some signing up of some events to do here in January, but I am excited to do that and to push and to share some of those along the way. And our team, I'm sure, is going to continue to grow. We added a person to almost every department last year, and we're going to do the same again. We're growing. You guys are helping us grow. We're providing value, I hope, at a very high level, and I think that shows. I mean, you look at like our membership. If you don't know what the Live Ultralight membership is, go look at that. That's truly just a scenario where we were able to create a win-win, and it shows. It shows in the growth of it. It shows in the feedback from it. And just, again, wanted to thank you guys that are a part of that to just let you know that you're aiding us as well in our growth, and being able to stay private and being able to stay completely focused on the performance of our products. So thank you so much. It's been a phenomenal year. It's crazy to think that we are going to cross 9 years. Next year will be our 10th year in business, and I don't know if I'm ready for that one. That one's kind of wild, but this year's going to be awesome. We've got a lot coming now. I mean, we will have more product releases in 2022 over 2023, but a lot of those are because of those delays in supply chains that we had in 2021. But this year is going to be consistent. It's going to be fun. We're going to release some products that'll shake things up for sure, and that you're going to want to pay attention to. But more than anything else, I'm excited to connect with you guys in this 100-mile challenge, to continue to produce content and hopefully just meet more and more of you. Excuse me. We're going to try to go to some more shows. We've been trying to get into the Appalachian Trail Days, trying to get into the PCT Trail Days. We will be at the Big Gear Show. We're signed up for that, which is going to be in Colorado in June. So in Denver, you can come see us there if you're in that area. But we're going to continue to look for ways to interact with everyone and create some awesome content. But 2023 is exciting. I hope you guys have some big goals. I hope you've set some big goals for yourself, and you get out there and you crush them and you enjoy the journey of doing those. I know personally in my life, setting and achieving goals is one of the most fulfilling things I've ever done. It's pushed me to be a better human, better husband, better father, better business owner, better leader of this team, better employer. It's pushed me physically to improve my life. I could easily be, I feel like I could easily be 100 pounds heavier than I am right now and just hating life, right? But I think goals are important. I hope you guys are taking time this January to set goals. I'm I'm excited for you. If you need some help along the way or just want to join us, join the 100-mile challenge. It's going to be a great time. Watch your emails for those if it's not actively open when this goes out, which I think this will be a little bit ahead of it. But thanks. Thanks from the bottom of my heart. I thank you guys for following along. You guys, again, if you're here at the end of this podcast, are likely some of our most loyal and raging fans. And you guys, because of you guys, your dollars, your attention is voting on better product, better business for the future. And surely appreciate you guys. So with that, let's go ahead and wrap this up. If you've not left us a review, you know what to do. Go leave us a review. It helps us out, helps us get more exposure and build better product for you guys. Make sure you're subscribed. We've got some awesome interviews coming. I have a month full of interviews, so that's going to be a lot of fun. And there'll be more sneak peeks and deep dives on products here shortly as well. So make sure you are subscribed, and we'll see you guys on the next one.